Well, let's continue from where we had left in the previous classes. We were actually using inverse trigonometric functions and trigonometric functions to get all the angles and sides of the triangle. We were solving a triangle. So whenever they ask us to solve the triangle, we need to find each and every side and each and every angle. Let's see this particular problem. They have given us 68 degrees. With this particular reference angle, this becomes our opposite side. This is our hypotenuse and this is our adjacent. So I can say that I have hypotenuse being given, I need to find opposite and the adjacent. So opposite over hypotenuse is sine. So I can say that sine 68 equals opposite over hypotenuse. So let's substitute further. Sine 68 degrees equals opposite value I don't know, so just keep it as O itself, and hypotenuse is 20. And further cross multiply to get 20 times sine 68 degrees will give us opposite. So let's substitute that in calculator. Make sure the mode is in degrees and not in radians, otherwise you may get error. So it's going to be 18.544. If I round to third decimal points, I'll get opposite side. This one is 18.544. Okay, same way I can find adjacent as well. I know that adjacent over hypotenuse is your cos. So I can say that cos 68 degrees equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And substituting the value of hypotenuse, that is 20, I can cross multiply in same manner. So first let's substitute cos 68 degrees equals adjacent over 20. And now if I cross multiply, I will have, I'll just continue over here, adjacent equals cos 68 degrees times 20. So if I simplify that in calculator, I will have 20 times cos 68 degrees, that is nothing but 7.492. 7.492. Okay, so we have the all the sides opposite, adjacent, and we have the missing angle as well. We can use the triangle sum theorem and get the missing angle. This was the missing angle. We know this is 68, this is 90, so this is going to be 180 minus 90 minus 68, which is going to give us 22 degrees. So this is 22 degrees. Okay, now let's try out the last problem over here. In this particular triangle, we need to find this particular side. So this side is going to be the square root of the hypotenuse square minus the other leg square using the Pythagorean theorem. So I'll have 12 square minus 4 square, which is nothing but 128. And once I take a square root of 128, I get 11.314. So this side is 11.314. Okay, I need to find these two angles. Okay, I've been given these two sides. Okay, these two sides are given. Let's take this as the reference angle A. Let me call this as a reference angle A. With reference angle of this as A, this is going to be opposite side, the 4, and 12 is going to be the hypotenuse. So I can say that opposite over hypotenuse is your sine A. So I can say that sine A sine A equals 4 over 12, right? Whenever we have this kind of equation, we can use inverse trigonometric function and find a, which is going to be sine inverse of 4 over 12. Input that in calculator. Sine inverse of 4 divided by 12 in parenthesis will give us 19.471 degrees. So angle A equals 19.471 degrees. We have angle A and we need this particular angle. Let me label this triangle so that we can, this is your B and this is your C. We have measure of angle A as 19.471, measure of angle B is going to be found using triangle sum theorem, that is 180 minus 90 minus 19.471. So that is going to give us 70.529. So this is going to be 70.529. And we already had angle C as 90 degrees. So we have solved triangles. We had seen 4 examples in the previous classes. We also saw a couple of examples today. So try to do some more problem. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, an isosceles triangle has a base of 34 centimeter. Okay, they have given the base is 34 centimeters, and they are saying that the vertex angle is 40 degrees. So this angle is 40 degrees. Vertex angle is located at the top. How long are the legs? Okay, how long are the legs? They are asking us to find how long are the legs. They want us to find these particular values, A, B, and AC. Okay, to find that, okay, isosceles triangle, it means these two have to be equal. So I just need to find one of them. What I will do is I will drop a perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector such that it cuts the angle A into equal half, and even this 34. Uh, Whenever I drop a perpendicular bisector in case of an isosceles triangle, these two angles will be equal, and same way these two sides will become equal. So this will be 17 units and this will be 17 units, and these angles will become 20 degrees each. Okay, now we can find the AC. So if I take with reference angle as 20, with reference angle as 20, with reference angle as 20, this is our adjacent side, this is opposite, and this is our hypotenuse. Okay, with reference angle 20, we found this angle to be 20 degrees. So we are interested in the two of the sides that are, we know this particular side which is 17, so this one, and we need to find hypotenuse. So these two sides we are interested. Opposite and hypotenuse is nothing but a sine. So we can use sine ratio. Sine of 20 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. So substitute further, sine 20 degrees equals opposite value is 17 and hypotenuse I don't know. So to find hypotenuse, you just do 17 divided by sine 20. So hypotenuse equals 17 divided by sine 20 degrees. Put this in calculator and get your final answer. That will be hypotenuse or each of the sides. AB, side AB equals side AC equals the hypotenuse, which is going to be 17 divided by sine 20 degrees. So let's use the calculator for that. 17 divided by sine 20 degrees. That gives us 49.705. 49.705. So each of the legs are going to be 49.705. Okay. Now they are changing this problem little bit in the third section. If the legs are 25 centimeters long, what are the base angles and the vertex angle of the triangle? Okay, we will reverse the procedure what we did. So let's draw the triangle once more. They are giving us that the legs are 25 centimeters long. Okay, this is 25 centimeters long, and we know this was 34 centimeters, right? They've given this to be 34 centimeters. So this is in centimeters. So this is 34 centimeters. Okay, we don't know the vertex angle, or we don't know the any of the angles. So what I'll do is, once again I'll drop a perpendicular bisector. So which means these two are congruent, and same with these two are congruent. Okay, if these two becomes congruent, so this is 17 units. Let's take this to be the reference angle. Let's take this time this to be the reference angle. With reference angle as this, I will have, this is my opposite side because it's opposite to this, and this is your adjacent side, the perpendicular bisector, and hypotenuse is 25 centimeters. Once again we will use, call this as triangle ABC. Okay, we have, let me label this as D. Okay, here sine BAD. Okay, sine of angle BAD, or you can just say A, you don't have to. Sine of angle BAD equals what? Opposite over hypotenuse, which is nothing but 17 over 25. And 17 over 25 gives us 0.68. You can substitute here, there is no harm. Sine of angle BAD I am finding. Now I'll get angle BAD by taking sine inverse from inverse trigonometric function. So which means I can find angle BAD equals sine inverse of 0.68, because the definition of inverse trigonometric function says that whenever we have sine x equals A, I can say that x equals sine inverse A. So same way I'll be able to say here angle BAD equals sine inverse of 0.68. So substitute that in calculator. Sine inverse of 0.68 gives us 42.84. So angle BAD equals 42.844 degrees. Okay, this was our, what were they interested? They were interested in vertex angle and base angle. So first, to get the vertex angle, vertex angle is this whole thing, angle BAC. Angle BAC is your vertex angle, which is going to be twice of angle BAD, because angle BAD and angle CAD are congruent. Twice of angle BAD. So multiplying by 2, I get vertex angle as 85.687. This gives us 85.687. Angle B plus angle C plus angle A equals 180 degrees. You know that from triangle sum theorem. And angle B and angle C both are equal, so I can say that angle B plus angle B, both the base angles will be equal in case of the uh, isosceles triangle. We have been given that it's isosceles triangle. So I can say angle B plus angle B plus angle A equals 180 degrees. The next step, I can substitute angle A. Angle B plus angle B becomes 2 angle B. and angle A was 85.687 equals 180 degrees, and 180, further simplify this, 180 minus 85.687 dividing by 2, I get the base angle to be 47.156. So angle B equals angle C equals 47.156 degrees. I hope this is clear. Okay, these are the application problems of trigonometry and inverse trigonometry uh, equations. So we will see some more problems in the next slide. Application of right triangle trigonometry. When we solve problem using trigonometric ratios, we should always identify, first step, how we start. We find reference angle, then which side or sides were given, opposite, adjacent. These are the steps that we follow. Then which side or sides we are solving for using the trigonometric function. We need to see whether we have a more than one missing angle. If we have more than one missing angle, then we have to use inverse trigonometric function. If you have just one missing angle, we can use triangle sum theorem. Same way, if you have one missing side, you can use Pythagoras theorem. If you have more than one missing side, you'll use trigonometric ratios. It's always good idea to draw the diagram if one is not provided. Okay, let's see few problem. The maximum angle of elevation on the crane's boom arm is 50 degrees. Okay, this is the boom arm of this particular crane, and this elevation is given to me as 50 degrees. Okay, the boom arm is 75 feet long. So this is the boom arm. They have given this to be 75 feet. What is the maximum possible height of its lifting hook? So this is the height which they are asking. Let me call this as height. Okay, now we will apply the trigonometric ratios. We need to find the height. So first of all, label these sides with regards to the reference angle of 50 degrees. This is a 50 degrees reference angle. With regards to that, this is your opposite side. I'm just calling it as O. And with regards to 50 degrees, this is our adjacent and this is our hypotenuse. The two sides which we need to use are the hypotenuse, because the number is given, and the opposite, the height which we have to find. Okay, we need to find the height, so we need to use the opposite. When we have opposite and hypotenuse, the trigonometric ratio that we use is sine. Okay, so sine of 50 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. Substitute further, sine 50 degrees equals, opposite was, that's not given, so just keep it as O itself, or the height, and the hypotenuse is 75. So further cross multiply, so that will give us 75 times sine 50 degrees equals the opposite. So let's simplify that in calculator. 75 times sine 50 degrees, that gives us 57.453. 57.453 equals the opposite, which is nothing but the height. Okay, so the maximum possible height of its lifting hook is, the maximum possible height of its lifting hook is 57.453. Okay, and it was feet, so just keep this as feet. Let's see the next problem. I want you to pause here, try this problem. I'll give 30 seconds, As once you feel comfortable, then you can unpause and check your answers with mine. Okay, let's see this particular problem. Charlie Brown is flying a kite. His hand holding the end of the kite string is 3 feet from the ground, and the angle of elevation from his hand to the kite is 35 degrees. So suppose the Charlie is here, Charlie's hand is over here, okay, and this is 3 feet above the ground, and the angle of elevation from this to the kite is 35 degrees. So kite is somewhere over here, okay. This particular angle is 35 degrees, I'm telling. Okay, the angle of elevation from his hand to the kite is 35 degrees. If the kite string is perfectly straight and kite is 40 feet away horizontally, so this distance is 45 feet. The horizontal distance of the kite is 45 feet. Okay, how high above the ground is the kite? So they are asking this particular, they are asking BC. Okay, they are asking BC. Okay, with reference angle of this 35 degree above the ground is this plus this 3 feet. We need to add even the 3 feet because the Charlie's hand is located 3 feet above the ground. So height above the B is located at 3 feet plus this particular BC. Okay, or BC, I'll call it as X. Okay, we need to find first X using the trigonometric ratios and then add that to 3 feet to get the height from the ground. So this is your ground. Okay, so let's try to find this. So with reference angle 35 degrees, we have this to be the opposite side, this to be hypotenuse, and this is adjacent. The sides that are interested to us are the opposite and the adjacent. So whenever we have opposite and adjacent, we use tan. So tan 35 degrees equals opposite, which is x, and adjacent, which is 45. Okay, so further we can cross multiply and get x equals 45 times, just a second. Okay, so tan 35 is nothing but we got to cross multiply and get x, which is 45 times tan 35. So x equals 45 times tan 35 degrees. So let's substitute that in calculator. So 45 times tan 35 degrees, that gives us 31.509. So x is 31.509. Height from ground is, height from ground, you got to add 3 feet to 31.509. So that gives us 34.509 feet. That should be our final answer. Okay, I hope this is clear. So let's see the next slide. You all can try this once again. I'll give you 30 seconds and then we will go over the solution. Okay, a vertical cliff face 27 meters high is adjacent to the ocean. A surfer on the ocean measures the angle of elevation to the top of the cliff and finds that it is 14 degrees. If it is unsafe to be closer than 100 meters from the bottom of the cliff, does the surfer needs to move? So we need to find out this particular distance. I've drawn here. So this is my cliff AB and surfer is located at point C. Okay, and we need to find this distance BC. We want to see if BC is less than 100, then surfer has to move away. If BC is greater than 100, he is safe. Okay, So we need to find the BC value. With reference angle 14, BC is going to be the adjacent side and AB is going to be the opposite side. Whenever opposite and adjacent are involved, we use ratio that is tan. Tan 14 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. So now substitute, we have tan 14 degrees equals opposite side was 27, we don't have the value for adjacent. Okay, further cross multiply, you will have tan 14 times adjacent equals 27. Dividing by tan 14 on both sides, I get adjacent side equals 27 over tan 14 degrees. Let's substitute this in calculator and see what we get. So 27 divided by tan 14. We get 108.29 1 meters. So the surfer is safe and surfer can get 8 meters closer towards the cliff and not beyond that. Okay, surfer is safe and can get 8 more meters, can get 8 meters closer to cliff but not beyond that, but not beyond that. Okay, just we have to conclude in sentence. I hope these kind of problems, only thing is you need to convert the sentences into figure, then whichever sides are involved you have to take that particular trigonometric ratio. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. We had already done these problems. This is a repetition of the slide, so I'm just going to the next one. Okay, the diagonals of rectangles are each 22 and intersect at an angle 110 degrees. Find the nearest integer, the sides of the rectangle. Okay, I'll give you like another 30 seconds, so just try this. Okay, let's try this particular problem. We have a rectangle, we know that they intersect at 110. This should be your 110 and this is like the other angle is the 70 because sum of angle is, so this angle is 70 degrees, right? The diagonals intersect each other and they bisect. That's the property of diagonals of the rectangle. So this should be 11 units and this is also 11 units. And supposing I drop if it is 11 units, it's isosceles triangle. The one in the green becomes the isosceles triangle. All these are 11 units. So therefore, triangle ABC is the isosceles triangle. Okay. And now you can get this particular perpendicular bisector, simplify and get the side. Actually there is another formula which is called as the hero's formula. You can find the missing side of the triangle based on that with the angle, but we will use this particular technique. This is 70 degrees, so this becomes 35. Okay, angle ABD equals 35 degrees. Okay, with reference to 35 degrees, AB is the hypotenuse and this is the AD is the opposite side and DB is the adjacent. So we will have we need to find AD, which is opposite over hypotenuse. So which is nothing but sine of 35 degrees equals AD over AB. That further you can substitute, which is the opposite side over 11 and cross multiply to find the 11 times sine 35 degrees will give us the opposite side. Okay, O in this case. So 11 times sine 35 gives us 6.309. Okay, so AD is 6.309 implies AC is twice of that, 2 times of AC, which is 12.619. Okay, or 12.618. That's what we had rounded to third decimal, so it's 12.618. Okay, we have AC, AD is 12 point, we were in the same AD. AC is correct, my bad guys. AC was right here, but here it should have been AD. This is AD, twice AD. Okay, now observe this particular triangle which is in the blue. Triangle AMC. This is your right angle, so I can apply Pythagorean theorem and find AM as well. AM is going to be square root of square root of the hypotenuse square. Hypotenuse is 22, which is the diagonal square, minus AC square, which we found as 12.618. Okay, substitute that in calculator. 22 square minus 12.618 square, and taking square root of that gives us 18.022. 18.022. So AM equals 18.022. Okay, we found both the sides, so this is 18.022 and AC is equals to this particular side, which is 12.618. Okay, I hope these kind of problems are clear. I would want you to try this particular problem in a rectangle ABCD. The diagonal is AC and side is AC. So for example, if I have ABCD, ABCD, the diagonal AC is 11 units and AB is 7 units. Find the degree measure of angle CAB. You need to find this. It's very easy with reference to this particular angle A. This is the opposite side, this is the hypotenuse, and this is the adjacent. So whenever adjacent and the hypotenuse are involved, you use cos. So cos of A equals 7 over 11 and A equals cos inverse of 7 over 11. So let's do that. Cos inverse of 7 over 11 gives us 50.479 degrees. Angle A or angle this, in this case I just want to say this is cos CAB. Okay, it's not just A, it's angle CAB. Angle CAB equals 50.479. Okay, this is CAB, not just angle A, because we were referring to only this part of the A, not this whole A. Not this whole A, we were just referring to the smaller portion of A. Okay, so CAB. Cos of angle CAB is 7 over 11, and further simplifying we get angle CAB equals cos inverse of 7 over 11, and angle CAB equals, using calculator, 50.479 degrees. I hope this is clear. Let's see the next slide. Okay, we have solved these kind of problems. I think we have solved enough. I would like you all to try these kind of problem. I may try to do these problems in the next class, but you can just try these two asynchronously. And also, I want you to work on the homework problem. This will be your homework. So just go over this, try to work as many problems as possible. Okay. Next class we will have a quiz till whatever we have done in till today. Okay. Hope you have a wonderful day and complete your homework and as well as go over the material that we have covered after the quiz, first part of the uh, quiz. We will do the second part of the quiz in the next class.